Oh hi, I'm Eva. Today we're going to go through some new drugstore products that I got. There's some old favorites in here. There's some that I don't even remember if I like them or not. So I thought we'd try to throw together a full face and try some other products and take it back down to the drugstore level because I have been overreaching lately, I think. Not overreaching. I've just moved to better quality makeup in a lot of what I use. Like I don't necessarily run to the drugstore anymore. Though I did today, and then things caught my eye. And then Ryan showed up before I could buy more of it, which was probably a good thing, but detrimental to this video. So let's go through all the drugstore stuff. My face is obviously shiny because it is heavily moisturized because I am the driest little girl and it is -40 outside. So my skin turns to brittle flakiness in a second because we live in Alberta. Honey, why do we live in Alberta?
Yeah.
We're gonna start out with the Baby Skin Primer. It is a pore filling, I think they call it pore erasing. That just means pore filling. So we're just gonna use that to get us primed up.
Bye, though.
Goodbye, dough. I kicked him out of the living room. Now, I commented before that the makeup ladies told me that I had to like really press this into my skin. And then I tried just kind of massaging it into my skin instead of like pressing it in. And I found I've had much better results that way. Just a little dollop between my fingers is my entire face. Okay, so I found this Catrice Cosmetics HD Liquid Coverage. It says it's 24-hour wear, mattifying, second skin effect. It says it's non-oily, full coverage with a mask effect, high definition for camera-ready skin. There were none that were open, so I didn't actually get to like shade check myself. So I got the lightest one because that's generally the safest thing to do. And it does look, anyways, it is in the shade 010 Light Beige. I think it's going to be a dropper. It is a dropper. Okay. We'll drop it onto our faces. We'll do the Instagram thing. Ooh, it feels a lot thicker. Immediately when I see a dropper, I think of the NYX Total Control, which is a very thin coverage kind of foundation. Oh, did they say full coverage? They said long-lasting full coverage. Oh, and it has a smell. Oh, it has that like cheap pharmaceutical smell to it, which is not surprising because this bottle was $7. That little bit of foundation did this part of my face. So obviously we're gonna need a lot more. That looks better. I will point out that this beauty blender is also drugstore, though I'm not gonna limit myself to drugstore tools because I think this is the only one I have. So I don't think it's fair to do that to myself. I also think that their lightest shade might be too dark for me. It smells like cheap hand lotion. Not the fancy hand lotions, not like the body butter lotions where they smell delicious like foods and they're nutty and creamy. Like it smells like cheap hand cream that you keep in your purse that like your grandmother gave you in a Christmas stocking. Now that we put a lot more on, I would say that yeah, this has pretty good coverage. It takes a fair amount to get there. Get it before it runs away. Oh yeah, this color is not the right one for my face. But it was the lightest one there, so I assumed like that would have to be the lightest color, right? But this is far from the first time that has happened to me. I'll get over it. As long as I can blend it down the neck, it'll look somewhat normal, right? They didn't lie. It does kind of just feel like a second skin once it's dried. I realize with like all the bright lights on me on camera, it might look like this could be my right shade, but I can tell you decidedly, looking at my face in the mirror, that it is much too dark and it has that more yellow undertone instead of that pink undertone. Like I have a pink undertone. So not the right color for me at all. The feeling of it really is skin light. I'm kind of curious, like if I push at it and move it around, it seems to be sticking on my skin pretty well. I guess I'll really see. Oh no, she does pull. Maybe that will change with the powder applied on top. We will find out. The scent is bothering me a little. The sides of my nose are kind of itchy. Like up here is kind of itchy, which leads me to believe that this is by no means like hyperallergenic or anything like that. 1.01 fluid ounce. So you are getting a lot of product. At that point you're getting so much product that I feel like you are really saving money using this. Let's go in with everyone's favorite drugstore concealer. You can see that mine is almost out. It is the Age Rewind, which hopefully will be much lighter than this foundation. So you might be noticing that I'm taking it like crazy far down, and that's because with such a dark foundation, I kind of want to bring a lot of brightness to the center of my face and make it look like maybe this foundation was the right color. I don't think you guys need me to tell you that the Age Rewind is a favorite concealer. Like, it blends beautifully, it sets nicely, you don't really have to mess with it. It's just an all-around good product at a very good price. It's one I hope that they keep in their line for many years because it makes good makeup accessible to people who cannot afford the like hella expensive stuff. Okay, to set this bad boy, you guys know I love my Marcel's powder. The reason I love my Marcel's powder so much, even though it does tend to change the color of my foundation a little bit, is because I have very sensitive skin and it is a hyperallergenic powder. Now that we have a powder all over this foundation, I think the foundation is much better set with a powder. As for color coming through on like my blemishes and that, because obviously like there was acne here present, I don't see a lot of color coming through. This foundation is itching on my skin, so that's not great. Okay, let's continue. Quick note, while we were at the store, I was like, honey, I would like a nail polish because all my nail polishes are really old, so they don't cure anymore. And I was like, just pick whichever. Like, I gave him a couple options. And he's like, this one, which is this one. And I have to say, this is many thanks. It's the Essie Very Fine Gold Shimmer. 2 coats, and you cannot see underneath it. I tested it over a black earlier, but the black didn't cure because it was really old, so I had to take it off. But 2 coats of this stuff, and I couldn't see any black underneath. Like, it's not like a super fine top coat where like you're gonna see the whole design underneath. Nah, this is its own color. And for like $8, I can respect that. Okay, well I think my eyebrows are begging for some help, and because I can't use my Benefit, we're gonna go in with a L'Oreal product. One that I've considered getting rid of, I'll be honest, because I don't feel like it works that well. It's a very hard, waxy formula that I do not love. It's very hard to make it even show up. And I did get the one for blonde eyebrows because my eyebrows are blonde and I'm obviously not gonna put like black on them. I don't like this product. I don't recommend this product. I don't think it works very well for what it is. I don't like this product. And I don't have to like this product. I don't remember when I think I got this right before I got the Gimme Brow. And I used it like twice and I was like, okay, yeah, this works. And then I got the Benefit and I was like, that stuff doesn't work. So that's kind of the difference here. I can't even avoid fan noises in my house right now because it's so cold outside that our furnace has to constantly be kicking in to keep our house at like 20 degrees. Minus 40. I'm actually really impressed with my car for starting this morning. I mean, it's not actually minus 40, it's minus 38 with wind chill, but that's minus 40. I've worked in minus 45 before and it is the most uncomfortable experience. Everything burns with icy pain. I know that sounds odd, but if you've ever had frostbite, you know what I'm talking about. I guess I didn't say it, but this product is the L'Oreal Paris Brow Stylist Definer Ultrafine Tip Sharpening Pencil. Meh. I mean, it does a job, but you can get other products that are reasonably priced that can do way better. I mean, just putting powder in your eyebrows is better than this if you were to ask me, so. I also realized that the only eyeliner I have that is Drugstore is the Wet n Wild, so let's hit it up. Considering we don't have any Drugstore eyeshadows to play with, I guess our look is gonna be eyeshadowless. Oh my god, I hate this. Oh, I hate this so much. I remember when I got this Wet n Wild kohl pencil, it was like $1 and I was so impressed with it. I was like, why do I even use liquid liners? This is the greatest thing ever. I remember saying that. And now that I'm using it again, I'm like, girl, were you nuts? I think if I use a fairly rigid tip here, I can work with this. I would never use this willingly again. Like, unless it's for my waterline, because that's really where, I feel like that's where kohl belongs, is in your waterline. Not on your lid. That's why we have liquid liners. They are sharp, they are accurate. You know, I didn't initially intend to use this eyeliner as like a lid shadow, but it's happening. The kohl turns into this kind of very dark navy blue once it's spread out over the lid. It's a look. I don't think this is a bad product. I just think that it's probably better just left in your waterline. One of my absolute favorite drugstore products is the NYX White Liner. You guys know that I love this stuff. I've been using it for forever. I use it exclusively in my waterline. I don't think I've ever used it anywhere else. but I love it. It's everything it needs to be. It's inexpensive. It doesn't cause me irritation. It's a very simple product, but it does its job, and that's all I need from it. I've never had an issue with this product. I would recommend it to anybody. It works. I like it. I think it opens your eyes. Like, you guys saw progression here, and the white liner always opens your eyes a little. Anyways, moving on. Okay, so I did leave the powders and that alone. I wanted to let the foundation settle. I wanted to let the powder settle. I wanted things to just get to know each other for a minute. So now we're gonna go in and hit with a little bit of a contour. I can tell you already that I have issues with this contour kit. Mostly that the lightest brown shade is too dark for me as a contour. Keep that in mind as we go into this. We're gonna go in to the lightest brown here. Just gently, gently. Gently, gently. See how dark that is? Like, it's so dark. I feel like it looks muddy, and I'm not a fan of that. Maybe I'm just used to using the Benefit powder where I barely have to blend it and it's easy. But you see, it's too dark. It's just too dark. When we go into the highlighters of this, I also want to show you that they're not great highlighters. Like, grab this guy. Something's happening? No. Nothing's happening. Ooh, is he gonna be blinding? No. He's just yellow. There's like no shine to that one at all. Like, it's just a yellow pigment. I wouldn't call that a contour pigment. Once we get into this guy, you're like, this could be a good like base for your eyeshadow, I guess. But again, it's just not a shade that I think would be very good at contouring. This isn't gonna lighten your face. And when we get to this one, which you see is the only shade that is hit pan because it's the only one I actually like. And that's the True Highlight, which has some shimmer. But once like a lot of these products, once I tried non-drugstore ones, I was like, oh, this is nothing. I don't even need this in my life. And I'll show you why. There's nothing about this highlight that excites me. There's nothing, it reflects light and that's it. There's nothing else past that. And that just isn't good enough for me. Like, I want a product that I genuinely enjoy using and I get excited about using. Okay, we're done with the NYX palette and we're gonna move on to other things that I like. Now that all of our powders have been applied, I am gonna hit it with this. You guys have heard me talk about this a million times. It's a $5 setting spray that I love. It is hard candy. It's the Brighten one. It's called, I'll just read this to you. Sheer Envy. Brightening setting spray with vitamin C, rose water, 12-hour long wear plus hydration. It smells very light. It does have a rose water fragrance, but it doesn't smell heavily perfumed. It does feel very hydrating. It does set your makeup very well. I mean, not to the extent that a, luxury product will, but to compare with other drugstore available products, this one is completely viable and it's way cheaper. I feel like I'm getting snooty with my makeup because I'm like, no, not good enough. No, you don't excite me. No. To all these drugstore products, like this NYX palette, I loved it for a very long time. And then I got better products and I was like, oh, I don't really want the NYX anymore because I have these better things. And like the Instant Age Rewind, I loved this, like I'm almost out of it. But then I got the Sephora Make No Mistake and I was like, oh, I really prefer this one. Like the Kohl eyeliner here, loved it. And then I got something better. Like I feel like I'm getting almost snooty with my products. But I mean, realistically, they're not as good as things that are reasonably priced. So I'm gonna say that. If I'm saying a product isn't good enough for me, it's not good enough. I'm not super bougie. I don't have luxury everything. You guys know I generally stick to like the Sephora range. I don't go super luxury. I don't jump above like ridiculous price points. I still love ColourPop makeups. I do like the basic MAC collections. Like I like basic Sephora brand palettes. Like I do like things that are in a reasonable price range, but they are higher quality than drugstore. I will point out though that I buy less makeup than I used to. Because I buy better quality things, they last longer, they're more versatile. I don't have to use as many products to make them work, so I buy a lot less makeup than I did when I was buying like exclusively drugstore makeup. So that's something to consider. We have a new product to try out. It is the Marcel's Ultimate Volume. Oh, it's waterproof. Oh, damn it. I don't like waterproof products, but maybe I'll absolutely love it. So here it is. It says it's hyperallergenic, fragrance-free, tested under, I can't even pronounce that, ophthalmological. Yeah, I made myself look stupid. Suitable for sensitive eyes and contact lens wearers. It says it gives 11 times more volume versus bare lashes. We'll see. We'll see. I'm very excited that it's a hyperallergenic product because my eyes can get irritated very easily. Ooh, it's sheet thick. It is in black. The blackest black I can always find. Pretty standard wand. I will point out I was not able to curl my lashes because my lash curler is not Drugstore. So, I mean, I guess I said tools were not going to be part of this. Okay, maybe I'll curl my second lash and then we'll compare. Like it's giving me something. It is giving me something. Now let's curl the other one and then try it. This one is now curled, so let us go on. Okay, that is one coat, and I think that is really good. It's not clumpy. It's not like super clinging onto the lashes, it's just giving them that darkness and it's really drawing out length. So we're now in the second coat of the first eye that is not curled. Oh hot damn, you see that lash? I'm pretty sure this mascara was $13. I'm curious how much I can layer this before it becomes non-viable. We're on the third layer and we're starting to get that kind of clumpiness. I'm thinking that 3 layers is probably the maximum for this particular product. That being said, I don't think you need 3 layers. Jesus, like 3 layers it gets clumpy, but 2 layers here is beautiful. See if I can fix it at all. Okay, interesting. With a little bit of assistance, a 3rd layer is possible, but probably not advisable. It's questionable if it looks good anymore. But the 2 layers I think is just wonderful. I think part of the reason why it is trying to clump with the 3rd layer is that it's a waterproof formula, which generally means it's got some heavier ingredients in it. I would 100% recommend this. Even with the waterproof formula, I think it's just beautiful. Like, you're not gonna find something at the same price at all that has this kind of quality, so I would 100% recommend this. This is a product that excites me. This one makes me happy. This is what I want to see more of. Here I have 2 Revlon lipsticks in shades of purple. The odd thing is that one of these is nice and the other one isn't, and I'm going to show you what I mean. I'm just going to start out with Lilac Mist. I'm going to throw this on the top lip. Oh look, it's nice, it's creamy. Smells like a lipstick should smell. It's a light lipstick with a lot of pigment. It shows up perfectly. You don't really have to work at it very hard. Now let's try Vava Violet. Consistency is very different with this one. It looks streaky, it's greasy feeling. The color just isn't there in the same way at all. And it's very confusing to me because they're the same release. They're supposed to be the same formula, but they feel completely different. Now the violet has taken over everything. You see how confusing that is? Like, how can one product be so much better than the other when they're both the Revlon Super Lustrous, like they're both a cream formula? Like, I don't understand why one is so much better than the other. I would have loved it if the violet was just as creamy, like, and not greasy feeling. And because it's so greasy, I think that's why you get, I'm sorry, I already mixed the 2 of them together because they're fading in. But I think because of that greasiness instead of that creaminess, that's why the color is so streaky and inconsistent, and I don't love it. I don't love it at all. But the violet, but the lilac, I would recommend to anyone. It's an awesome, very inexpensive lipstick. Returning to the 2 things that were new in this video, being the Catrice and the Marcel's. Now that the foundation's been on for a while, I think I would say that it is 100% worth $7 to have this. Just watching how my skin is reacting to it, I know my nose tends to, like, by the time I'm done doing all my makeup, my nose will have little oil spots on it because I am very oily. I'm not seeing any oil spots on my nose, so that seems like a good sign that this would be a longer wear formula. It didn't shift under me aggravating it with the contour or the highlight. So for $7, I mean, you're doing pretty well. But if you're in the interest of, you know, not spending $30 on a foundation, this one is completely viable, I think. As for the mascara, this is a great mascara. I remember thinking the Makeup Forever mascara was the greatest thing ever. I don't remember how much it cost, but I'll put it here. This is 10 times better than the Makeup Forever and it's $13. So I have a new favorite. Anyways, I hope you guys like this. It is the first time I've done a video like this, I think. So I was a little bit all over the place trying to organize. If I do this again, I'll prepare myself better for this kind of thing. I hope you guys took something away from this. I hope you maybe looked at a product and you're like, oh, okay, staying away from that, or maybe I think I'll invest in that. My goal here was to help you, so I hope I did that. Anyways, I'm Eva. If you guys like this video, please hit like, comment down below, and hit subscribe so I can see you guys next time.